Creating content is a humongous task because it not only involves creating the content, it also involves promoting the content. And if you are to do it the right way, then you need to put together a system that can simplify the entire process and get things done faster. In this video on Audacity tutorial, I'll show you a nice little trick that will help you speeden up the entire editing process. And watch the video till the end because I'll share another nifty little trick that you can use in your interview podcasts. Hello and welcome to the Podcasting University. My name is Dilip. I'm a podcaster, blogger, and an affiliate marketer. If you are new to this channel, then every Thursday I release a new video which shares a practical, simple, and implementable podcasting tip that can help you get started with your podcast journey and help you start a podcast of your own. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification so that you stay updated whenever I release a new video. The last week we looked at automating Audacity. This week, I'm going to share some nifty little tricks that will help you speeden up the entire editing process on Audacity. And if you can combine this process along with the automation that I spoke about in the last week's video, then you'll be able to get your editing done pretty fast. So in this video, we are going to cover 5 things. 1, the importance of using templates. Number 2, how to create a template in Audacity. Number 3, how to use templates in Audacity. And number 4 and 5 is a secret and a very nifty little trick that you can watch till the end of the video and you will get to know. So let's get started. Now I'm a fan of simplification and I like using templates a lot. In fact, I use templates for all of my social media posts. So if you're following me on Instagram, you'll be able to find the handle here in the video. If you're following me on Instagram, then you will know that most of the posts and the reels that I release on Instagram are based on a template. So when I have a template, it simplifies the entire activity of creating content. I have a content calendar which tells me what is it that I need to publish on a specific day. And I have a template. I just pick one of these templates, put all of this content that I have planned for that specific day, and I have my posts ready for social media. Now, it's not just one template that I keep reusing. I have multiple different templates that I keep reusing in different posts. And depending upon what is working, I keep tweaking these templates so that whatever is working, I'm able to replicate that again and again. So templates has helped me write faster for my blogs, create websites pretty fast because even when it comes to WordPress, I don't usually go the normal WordPress installation. Instead, I have a package that I have created that not just has WordPress in it, but also all of the essential plugins and the themes and everything. So all I need to do is just import that package and my website is pretty much ready. So I use templates a lot and I would recommend you to use templates. Why? Because content creation takes a lot of time. And when I talk about content creation, an essential part of content creation is promotion. And you would have heard about the 20-80 principle where you need to spend 20% of your time creating content and 80% of your time promoting your content. So if you have about 5 hours and you are to spend only about 1 hour in creating content and about 4 hours for promoting your content, how is it that you're going to create so much of content in that 1 hour? That calls for automation and simplification of the process. And that is where templates come in. It helps you speeden up the entire process. It helps you do much more in that 1 hour than what you would have otherwise done if you were not using a template. So let's quickly get in and see how templates work in Audacity and how to go about creating a template and how to use that template for your episodes. Let's get started. So here I am on my Audacity dashboard and let me quickly go and open the template. So you can see here I have 2 templates. One is the interview template and the other one is a solo template. The interview template is a slightly longer one because my interviews tend to go for about 60 minutes. The solo template is a slightly smaller one. So I'll open the smaller template, the solo template, which is about 15 to 20 minutes. Now you can see here that I have 3 tracks in this template. Let me just quickly rearrange this. You can see here that I have 3 tracks. The first one is an intro. Then I have a mid-roll, which is basically a mid-roll ad, a promo that I ran, and then I have an outro here. The outro is at about 10.5 minutes. The intro starts at about 1 minute because just before the intro, I have a teaser audio that usually plays, and then I have the mid roll, which is at about the 5 minute mark. This is basically a mid roll that asks people to take an action, a call to action, asking them to share the episode with their friends. So that way, it gives me a little more mileage for the podcast. So that's basically what the mid roll is, which is at around the 5 minute mark. And then the outro starts at about 10.5 minutes. You can see here. So because my episodes, solo episodes are usually between the 10 to 15 minute marks. So let me just minimize this quickly. And then now that I have the template open, if I have to import a new recording, a new episode recording, what I do is I just go to that episode, I just record the episode, I just copy that and paste it into the template. So now you can see here that that's added to a new track, which is the 4th track in this template. Now this audio isn't edited. I haven't edited the episode yet. That is something that I need to do. Now what I'll usually do is I'll show you how I use this template for my episodes. Let me maximize this a little so that I can see the tracks clearly. And first let me remove the silence that is there towards the beginning of the audio. Now I've removed the silence. Now the initial part of this episode is primarily the teaser. So that teaser goes on for about 30 to 45 seconds. So let me quickly split the teaser where it ends. So it ends somewhere here. So I'll split the audio there. And now that the audio is split, I'll quickly rearrange the tracks. So this is a teaser. I move this other part out and I rearrange my intro to match with the end of the teaser. And then this will match towards the end of the intro music. Now I need to look at where is that 5 minute mark, or usually what I do is I check if there is a silence in the audio timeline, or what usually I do is I see what is that point where one of that topic ends and another topic starts. So that is the point at which I usually add this mid roll. So I'll split the audio there and I'll add this mid roll and now arrange the track accordingly. Now let's move to adjust the outro music. Minimize it and rearrange the outro music so that the music plays a little after the audio actually ends, or the recording actually ends. So the audio is arranged and I'm happy with that. You can see here that the outro is arranged pretty fine. So I think I'm good with that. And that's pretty much it. So now I'll just go about exporting this audio as an MP3. But before I do that, because I'm working on the project called as solo template, I don't want to overwrite it. So what I do is I go and save this project as let me say maybe episode 68, so that I don't overwrite the solo template. I don't want to write the solo template project. Now this project saves. And now that it is saved, I can continue to work on this project like normal, edit it, export it as an MP3, and my audio is ready to be uploaded to the podcast hosts. Now that I showed you how I work on templates, let me quickly show you how I create templates. So all that you need to do is just open a new project and import your outro music. I'm importing the outro music first, then I import the intro music as well. And now I have the intro and the outro music imported. I can simply rearrange these tracks to match with my usual episode length. For example, the intro music, I arrange it to about 1 minute, and the outro music, I'll move it to about 10 minutes. So I've placed that at about the 10-minute mark. And then I go and save this as a template. You can save the project as, and I give it the name of, you can just mention maybe whatever solo template or something. Save it as a template and your template is ready and you can reuse it whenever you record a new episode. So it's as simple as that. There are a few people who would add a label track towards the bottom. I'll show you how to go about adding the label track, and I'll talk a little more about label track in a little while. But they add that label track just so that they can bifurcate the template tracks and the track that they are recording for their audio. So that's again something that you can do if you want to keep a bifurcation between the tracks in the template and the track that you are recording for each of your episode. But that's pretty much it. That is there to creating templates on Audacity. You can create your template, different templates for interviews, for solos, and it makes it much easier. All that you need to do is just open the file, import your audio, and do your normal editing, and everything is done. So you'll be able to find everything that you need for an episode right there in that template. And I also recommend that if you use the same end credits towards the end of the audio, if you use the same call to action, and if your the end credits are the same, then you can maybe record that as well and place that in the template too, so that all of that is there. All that you need to do is just record the main part of your episode and mix it in the template, and then release your episode. That's again something that you can do. So whatever it is that you want to add into the template, if there is something that you use repeatedly in all of your episode, you can add that to your template and keep it ready, handy. It helps. So that's how the template works. Now let me quickly show you how to add a label tracks. All that you need to do is just go to add new and click on label track. So it adds a new track. Now this track is primarily used to label the audio that is there on your other tracks. You can use that while you are editing. Now something that you might want to keep in mind is that Audacity doesn't provide a shortcut to add a label track. You have to always manually do that, but there is a way you can change it. All that you need to do is just go into preferences, go to keyboard and search for label here. You will find that there is already two shortcuts, Control B and Control M, which is to add a label at selection and add label at the playback position. Add label at selection is if you are editing your audio and you press Control B, then it adds a label at that particular selection. But there is no shortcut that is there to add a label track. You can see here. So what you will have to do is you will have to add a shortcut. It's pretty simple. You just select that and then select the shortcut that you want to use. Let me just add Control plus 5 and set. You can see here that the shortcut Control plus 5 is assigned to the label track, and if I click OK, then that's a shortcut that I can use, but I don't want it, so I'll clear it. And now I'll show you a nifty little trick that I use when I'm editing interview podcasts. So in interview podcasts, there are a lot of information that the guest gives you. There are a lot of information that the guest shares with you. Now, if you're editing a 60-minute episode, once you've edited it, you don't want to go back again and again to listen to the entire audio to find at what point your guest mentioned about what. Instead of doing that, you can add a label track. So like for example, in this audio, all I am doing is at this particular point, if I want to add a label, I press Control B, and you can see here that a label track has been added with the cursor set at this point where I can type anything. For example, let me just type editing episode. Now that is a label that has been added. Now suppose at this point there is another important point that I've been talking about. So I press Control B again. You can see here that the cursor is there in the text box. I can enter using Audacity to edit episodes. I just enter that label there. Similarly, I can add as many labels as I want. And once all of the editing is done, I have exported my episodes. I can just come back and refer to these labels, and I know that at what point in time was that specific topic discussed about. So this is something that I can use when I'm writing my episode description, episode show notes. If you're uploading your podcasts to YouTube, you can use this to create chapters. So it comes in pretty handy when you're editing long episodes, especially interview episodes, because that is where this is needed a lot. And this can come in extremely handy in that kind of situations. I hope you found these tricks useful and that you will use these tricks while you are editing your episodes. I hope you enjoyed this Audacity tutorial and that you found value in what I shared. If you did, then I'm sure you're going to like some of the earlier videos that I had posted. I had put out an Audacity automation tutorial the last week. You'll be able to find a link somewhere here. You can go there and watch that video because that will help you once again put an automation in place that will help you in your editing process. And there are some very important tips and tricks that I had shared in some of my earlier videos. You can go and watch them too. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel and click the bell notification, because if you subscribe to the channel, you will get to know whenever I release my latest videos, and you will also be notified if you hit that bell notification down there. If you have any questions or if there is something in specific that you would want to learn, then just drop me a message using the comment box there and I will create a video based on that. So I'll be back again the next Thursday with another very important and useful podcasting tip. So don't forget to come back the next Thursday. And like what I said, don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay updated with the latest information. And the Podcasting University is available in a podcast format as well. You'll be able to find all of those links in the description box below. I release an episode every Tuesday that has a lot of information packed into it. So if you're somebody who's looking at getting started with your podcast, then you would want to subscribe to the Podcasting University podcast. It is available on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and pretty much all podcasting platforms. You'll be able to find the links in the description notes below. And all of the recommended resources that I use in podcasting, you'll be able to find a link to all of those as well in the description box below. Go ahead and check them out if you are planning to get started with your podcast. I have a free 10-day e-course that teaches you how to get started with your podcast. You can subscribe to that e-course on the podcastinguniversity.com. The link is again there in the description box and you'll be able to find that in this video as well. So that's all that I have this week. I'll be back again the next week with another practical video. Until then, keep watching the Podcasting University.